Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review. Write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it. And tell everybody you know about it. And then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Hey, I have only just a minute. Only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it. Give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute. But our eternities are wrapped up in it. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I am excited about another opportunity to be on with you, to talk to you about your wealth, your health, your wisdom, your future success, and how you can grow your life, your success, your family success, your financial success, how you can do it all. And I'm grateful for you tuning in to the Wealthy Ways Show, the Dr. Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. Hey, I'm excited and I'm grateful. I'm grateful! Yes, I am. Now, you know, before I get too fired up, I better take a moment to do what I do. That is to take a moment and give God some glory, to give him some praise. I thank God. Now, I know everybody doesn't believe like I believe or think like I think or even have the same concept of theological perspective, which means theology, which means the study of God. And there are different theologies, lots of different theologies. I don't want to argue with nobody about theology. I just want to let people know where I stand. I don't want to beat anybody upside the head with a Bible and make them do anything. I'm just going to let you know I am blessed and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for strength. I'm grateful for another day. I'm grateful for this radio show. I'm grateful for books and the TV and the different things that I've been blessed to be able to do. But I can't do all of this gratitude without looking to him who blessed me with life. Life is precious. Life is a blessing. So I take a moment of every show, everywhere I go. Thank God. Just say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, God, for life and strength. So I make every opportunity to thank him, and I am grateful. Now, I am excited about a number of things. One is that we just started a new daily radio presence across America as part of the Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, the Erica Campbell Morning Show on the Praise Network. So you can hear me every morning at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:20 a.m. Central Time. And you can also keep in touch with me through our new site, jollygoodnews.org. We are excited. Jolly Good News is one of the sponsors of this show. And by the way, if you're interested in being a sponsor and being promoted nationally and globally with our podcast, let me know. Reach out to me. info@williejolly.com. Say, hey, look, I want my business to grow. I want to use your media footprint. I want to use your influence to help more people to do business with my company or my business or my organization. If you are interested in being a sponsor partner with me as we try and build businesses globally, then just send me an email at info, INF as in Frank O, at williejolly.com. WILLIEJOLLEY.com. And the E is for enthusiasm. Okay, so I'm grateful for the new radio show. I am also excited that the marriage book has just continued to bless marriage. I got an email from a gentleman who bought the marriage book, and he said two things. One, that he was so grateful that my wife and I had written the book because it helped his marriage. And two, he said, I also want to thank you for the section you wrote about domestic violence and how that is unacceptable. And I'm just so grateful that you wrote that because my mother was killed by her boyfriend. And so he said, that just moved me. You helped my marriage, and then you helped others. So we want to encourage you to do two things in terms of your marriage. One, go to jollymarriage.com, jollymarriage.com. Get 2 copies of the book, one for you and one for your significant other. Read it together at the same time. And at the end of each chapter, discuss the thoughts, the ideas, the insights, the principles, the perspectives you have from the material. We have found so many couples who said, I've been married 15, 20 years, and I learned so much about my significant other, my spouse, my partner, because of the book, going chapter by chapter. Wow. So we want you to go to jollymarriage.com. You can get it digitally as well at jollymarriage.com, as well as the audiobook, the seminar on CD, and the workbook. All of that is available, physical product as well as a digital. Also, we encourage you to join us on Monday nights at 9 o'clock on Happily Married Monday with the Jollies. Happy Married Monday with the Jollies. Dee and I have been married for going on 35 years. Haven't had an argument in over 33 years. People don't believe it, but it's true. Now, that doesn't mean we don't disagree. We have things we disagree about, but we have systems that we've established that took us from arguing to being able to work through the issue and move on. And we are grateful for the mentors who changed our lives and enhanced and enriched our marriage. Like I always say to y'all, 2 ways to get to any goal: mentors and mistakes. Both will get you there eventually, but one gets you there faster, quicker, with less headaches, heartaches, and knots upside your head. So we have mentors, and those mentors taught us some lessons and some secrets. We used them. We embraced those secrets. They worked. We put them in the book, and now people are being encouraged. Their marriages are being transformed. Lives are being changed because of those secrets. Go to jollymarriage.com, jollymarriage.com, jollygoodnews.org for the information to inspire you, and williejolly.com if you want me to come and speak for one of your events, for one of your programs, or you just want to be on my newsletter. If you're not on my newsletter, you miss out on a weekly update of life-changing thoughts that will help you have greater insights to wealth building. You need to be on that newsletter. You can go to wjspeaks.com, wjspeaks.com/gift. You'll get some gifts when you sign up for the newsletter, because we want to give you something from Jump Street. Not just the newsletter, but stuff every way we can to help you succeed. I've learned the more you give, the more you get. The more you put out, the more comes back to you. So that's why we give so much. We give so much because we understand the principle. And so today I want to give you something that I think will help you tremendously. And that is what I do the beginning of every year. Every year, I do a show on goals, because this is the time of year where you have heard people talk about resolutions. Now, by the time you're listening to this, most people aren't talking about their resolutions anymore, because most of them have forgotten what they said they were resolved to do beginning of the year. See, making resolutions is like eating cotton candy. Cotton candy tastes so good and so sweet and so nice for the few minutes you're eating the cotton candy. But an hour, 2 hours later, you don't remember anything about it. It's dissolved, it's gone, and the next day you don't even remember the cotton candy at all. But that's basically how resolutions are. Resolutions feel good on January the 1st. And by mid-January, late January, nobody remembers what they are. They've forgotten what their resolutions are. In fact, there was a statistic that said that less than 6% of people who make resolutions achieve any change in their lives. Wow. Less than 6% see a change in their lives for the long term. Versus what I'm going to talk about today, goals. And over 90% of people who set and focus on their goals will achieve them. Maybe not in the time that they had hoped. Every year, 32 football teams go to training camp and set a goal to win the Super Bowl. Every year. But every year, only one team achieves the goal. So those other 31 teams have to work harder, smarter, and more focused to be able to achieve that goal in time. They won't get it this year, but maybe next year. So goals might not be achieved in the time you hoped, but statistics show that over 90% of goals that are set are achieved if you're focused, you're diligent, you're steadfast, and you keep trying. So today we're going to talk about how to set and get great goals in your life. Goal setting changed my life from a broke, busted nightclub singer who got fired and replaced by a karaoke machine at the last nightclub I performed at. Not because the group wasn't good. We had won the award, Best Jazz Singer, Best Entertainer, Best Performer. But because the club owner said, we've got to get a better return on investment. Our ROI. The club is packed every night. And we like it being packed, but we got to get a better return on investment. We got to lower the cost. Since the club is packed, we only thing we can do now is lower the cost. The band's the biggest cost. And there's something else going around the country that's filling up nightclubs, and it's a lot cheaper than a band. So we're going to try this karaoke machine. And I said, but what about my bills? And I learned that night nobody really cares about your bills but you and the people you owe. Am I right about it? And I was devastated. But a friend of mine gave me a motivational cassette. Y'all remember cassette tapes? A motivational cassette. And I started listening to motivational cassettes, and I learned about goal setting. And it changed my life. 10 years later, I was named one of the top 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters. 5 years after that, I was inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame. A few years after that, named a legend of the speaking industry because I started setting goals. I'm going to teach you how to set goals that will change your life. Stay tuned. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere because I've got some great information. Get your pad and pencil out because I'm about to get you to go to work to change your life for the better with some powerful goals. Here we go. We'll be right back. afraid of flying. I always kept my dreams on the ground. Life had enough ups and downs. But Lord, since I met you, all that's changed in the blink of an eye. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios to help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for sharing this. I've had so many people come up and say, I listen to your show. I listen to the podcast. For those who don't know, you can also get the shows, all these shows on podcast on iHeartRadio, the #1 podcast organization in the world. iHeart. I'm on iHeart. But you can also get it on a C-Suite, the #1 C-level podcast delivery system. You can get it on iHeart, C-Suite, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And more are to come soon. So get the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. Look it up. Subscribe to it so that you get pinged when we put a new podcast up. One gentleman called me and he said, I listen every day on my way to work. I got an hour to work. I listen to your podcast on the way to work. I listen to a different one on the way home. My life has changed over the last year tremendously. Tremendously. In fact, I always like to tell people, do a 30-day challenge. 30-day challenge. Listen to my podcast for 30 days. 30 days. 30 days. I guarantee you'll see a positive impact on your thinking and on your results. Just try it. Okay? Try it. Try it. 30 days. All right. Let's talk about goals. Goals. Ooh-wee. I recently did our annual goal setting seminar. We do it once a year. And this year we did something for the first time ever. We simulcast the seminar because people came from all over the country, and then there were the emails that started flooding in saying, I can't get a flight. Flights are booked up first weekend in January. Or I'm in California. I can't get there. I really want this. Or one lady was in Kalamazoo and someone else. So what we did was went to a company. We did it at the last minute, like 3 days in advance, because we got so many people who said, please help me. And we got a company who we found who said we can simulcast it in real time and record it so that you'll have it for replays. So we are very excited now. Not only do we have the original that people were wowed by, and so many of them said it was the best goal-setting seminar they'd ever been to, but now any and everybody can go and get their version, and they can get it and watch it on demand. There you go. So go to williejolly.com/win. We called it the win. The win. I'm ready to win. Yes, I'm ready to win now. How many of you are ready to win now? Huh? How many of you are ready to win right now? If you are and you weren't part of the seminar, go to williejolly.com/win. WIN. So you can win now by setting goals. The first thing I told people when we started that seminar, and I'm going to give you some of the lessons. I can't give you any time because it's a 4-hour seminar, and you can break it up into 2 hours a night over 2 nights, and you can get it done, or 1 hour a night for 4 nights. Whatever, get it done. But here's what I said when I started the seminar. The greatest room in your life is your room for improvement. Those who take it seriously win more in their personal and professional endeavors. The greatest room in your life is your room for improvement. Those who take it seriously win more in their personal and professional endeavors. We want you to win. I want you to win. In fact, I'm creating a new website that will be up soon called winwithwillie.com. It's not there yet, so give it a couple weeks. But winwithwillie.com will be a place where you can go and get winning resources 24/7 at your convenience. But it's not finished yet. But once it is, I'll let you know. Now, if you're really ready to win, I'm gonna put you through a process here. Why is it so important to set goals? Well, if I gave you a baseball or a beanbag or anything you can toss, let's say a baseball, and I said to you, hit the closest wall to you. Could you hit it? Yeah, I'm looking at a wall right here in the studio. Yeah, there's a wall. I could hit it. Great. Now, I say I gave you the ball back, but this time I put a blindfold over your eyes, and I turned you around and 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 around till you don't know quite where you are in the room. Is it still so easy to hit that same wall? No. Why? Because you can't see it. That's right. You can't see it. You don't know where you are in perspective to the wall. And you cannot hit what you cannot see. And what's more, you cannot hit what you do not know. Woo! See, that is why you got to set a goal. If you want great results, you got to know what you want. Yeah, you got to know what you want. Many people meander through life. Zig Ziglar used to call it a wandering meanderer. Just meandering through life. They're just wandering through life. Bumping into stuff and say, oh, that was good. Okay, I bumped into this job. Maybe not what I wanted, but hey, and they bump into things through life, but not ever what they really wanted, but they settle. No. I don't want you to settle this year. I don't want you to settle. I want you to win this year and win big and strong. In my book, a setback is a setup for a comeback. I say there are 3 types of people. They're the quitters, the campers, and the climbers. The quitters. What's a quitter? A quitter is someone who looks at the mountains in front of them, and said, oh, that's too imposing. That's too big. I can't do that. It's too much. And they quit. They never give it a shot. That's the majority of people in the world. They think about it, they talk about it, but then they talk themselves out of it. I'm going to ask you a question. How many of you have had at least one good idea? Raise your hand. If you're driving, raise one hand. How many of you have at least one good idea? Okay. Now, how many of you have talked you out at least one good idea? Yeah. Told yourself you're too old, you're too young, it's too hard, it won't work, didn't work for somebody else, can't be done, and you talk yourself out of your best idea. So, those are the quitters. Then you got the campers. Now, the campers, they look at that mountain, they say, I'm going after it. I want to get to the top. So they start up the mountain. And after a while, they get to a place called base camp, about halfway up. And they stop there to refresh, renew, get some rest, some food. But here's what happens. They get comfortable at base camp. And they end up staying at base camp for the next 40 years. Not quite what they wanted, but they settle. They get a little house, get a car note, have to pay the mortgage, have to pay the rent, have to pay the car note. And before you know it, they're there 40 years. But then there are the climbers. So you got the quitters who didn't even give it a shot. The campers who get to base camp and stay there for 40 years. But then you get the climbers. Now the climbers, they start up the mountain just like the campers. They get to base camp just like the campers. They refresh, they renew, they get some rest, they get some food, but they keep climbing. They keep climbing. They keep climbing. Now, it's not an easy climb. There are avalanches, and there's cold, and there's snow, and there's frigid temperatures, but they keep climbing. And they're the ones who reach the summit, and they stick the flags in the ground at the top of the mountain. Say, look, I hit the big goal. Steve Jobs is a climber. Oprah Winfrey, climber. Bob Johnson, first black billionaire. If you haven't heard his interview, by the way, listen to it on podcast. Great interview. You name it. Damon John, climber. Just keep climbing. Get to the top of the mountain. Then put your flag in. We want more climbers who get to the top. And I want you to do that. But you got to know how to do it. So, what we want to do is help you set some goals that help you achieve your dreams. So the first thing you got to do, if you're going to achieve your dream, is you got to dream. How you going to have a dream come true if you don't have a dream? How you going to have a dream come true if you don't have a dream? So I want you to do this exercise. Think of 10 things you would achieve, go after, if you couldn't fail. If you could not fail, what 10 things would you attempt if you knew it was impossible to fail? And write them down. Write down 10 things you would attempt, you would go after if you could not fail, and you were guaranteed to win in those 10 things. Write them down, read them for 30 days. It will change your thinking. We got to take a quick break. We got to come back with how you take those dreams and manifest them into actionable results. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. We're going to take a quick break for station identification. We'll be right back on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and thought to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store. Get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. Okay, first, we want you to know that the biggest room in your life is your room for improvement. That's first. Second, we want you to know that it's hard for you to hit what you cannot see, and it's impossible to hit what you don't know. That is why you need to set goals. Leave the resolutions alone. Throw them away. No more resolutions. Set goals. And then you got to get clarity on what your goal is. So you got to decide, are you going to be a quitter, a camper, or a climber, so that you can go through the process. And then you got a dream. Because how are you going to have a dream come true if you don't have a dream? So then I told you about writing down 10 things you would go after if you couldn't fail. Now, if you go to the web and get the goal setting seminar, it really does set it up even better. I don't have time to do it right now because we have such a short amount of time for this session or this program. But go to williejolly.com/win. Get the goal setting seminar. It will help set you up even better to dream bigger. I mean, it is just a great way to get you there. I just can't do it right now. Now, you got to be willing to understand that your mind is a marvel. This is taken from my book, It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. This little piece, I love it. It says, the mind is a marvel, so use it. Psychologists and doctors for years have been saying that we only use a small percentage of our mental capacity. Some say we only use about 15% of what the mind is capable of. The mind is like a movie camera and can replay things that have happened in the past, which is our memory, but it also can pre-play things that are going to happen in the future, which are our dreams. We all know how to replay our past, our memories, but very few know how to pre-play the future and how to make those dreams come true. If we can learn to dream and then dare to go after those dreams, we can do amazing things with our lives. Use your mind. Use all of your mind. Let me read a little piece from the book Goals by Brian Tracy. He said, according to Dr. Howard Gardner of Harvard University, the founder of the concept of multiple intelligences, you possess at least 10 different intelligences, in any one of which you might be a genius. Unfortunately, only 2 intelligences are measured and reported throughout school and university, verbal and mathematics. But you could be a genius in the area of visuospatial intelligence, art or design. Or you could be a genius in the area of entrepreneurial intelligence, business startups. You could be a genius in the area of musical instruments, playing musical instruments, musical intelligence, writing music. You could be a genius in the area of physical or kinesthetic intelligence, sports, and so forth. You could be a genius in the area of interpersonal intelligence, getting along well with others, or intrapersonal intelligence, understanding yourself at a deep level, or intuitive intelligence, ability to sense the right thing to do or say, artistic intelligence, creating works of art, or abstract intelligence, physics, science. As the sign on the wall of an inner city school reads, God don't make no junk. Each person is capable of achieving excellence in some way in some area. You have within you right now the ability to function at genius or exceptional levels and at least one and perhaps several different intelligences. Your job is to find out which intelligence, and your responsibility to yourself is to cast off all those self-limiting beliefs and accept that you are an extraordinarily capable and talented person. You are engineered for greatness and designed for success. You have competencies and capabilities that have never been tapped. You have the ability within yourself right now to accomplish almost any goal. You can set big goals for yourself and accomplish them if you're willing to work and keep working till you do. I love that quote from Brian Tracy's book, Goals. So, I want you to understand that your thinking determines your success. And there are 5 levels of thinking that I've been sharing with audiences the last few months. Just shared it this week at a church, shared it in the seminar, the goal setting seminar. I've been sharing it on radio interviews with other stations, sharing it on television interviews. Here are the 5 levels. Indigent, first level. Indigent think day to day. You'll see some indigent people on the street with a sign saying, help me get enough food to eat something today. Or help me get enough money to get in the shelter tonight. They're thinking one day at a time, just one day. If I can get through today, I'll do this again tomorrow. They think day to day. Then you got the poor who think month to month. They think about, is the welfare check going to come on time? Is the food stamps going to get here in time? And every month they have the same process. Thought, 30 days. Then you've got the middle class who think year to year. Am I going to get a raise this year? Am I going to get a cost of living increase this year? Am I going to make more money this year than last year? Then you've got the rich who think decade to decade. These next 10 years are going to be fantastic. The last 10 were awesome. These next 10 are going to be even better. And last, you have the wealthy. Wealthy. The wealthy think generation to generation to generation. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. Generation to generation to generation. And often people say, I want to be rich. And I'm glad about that, because rich is a good starting point, but I don't want you to settle for rich. I want you to think wealthy. Wealthy. T.D. Jakes said something I liked. He said, you can give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You can teach him to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. But if you can teach him to buy the pond, his children's children's children will be able to eat. My biggest goal is that 100 years from now, some child will be able to come into a room, see a picture of me and my wife, run up to it and kiss it and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, great, 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 great granddaddy, for what you did to help us to have a future, a house, a home, a business, education. That's my biggest goal. I will never get to see that. But I read somewhere that the great ones always plant trees they'll never sit under. They plant trees in their 80s that take 70 years to grow. But they plant the trees. I'm planting the trees for future generations. So here's what I'm asking people to do. If you're at the indigent, I can't assume or expect that you're going to think generationally. But if I can just get the people who are indigent to think 30 days, if I can get them to think 30 days, they've improved. And I get the people who are 30-day thinkers to think year to year. Oh, they've improved. Now, if I get the year-to-year thinkers to think decade to decade, then I mean, we're cooking with gas. And if I get the decade thinkers to think generational, then we will say we've had success. And we are starting a new decade right now. Now is the time. If you are year-to-year thinker, now's the time to set goals for the decade. Woo! That's what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get you to set some goals for the decade. My family, we are focused now on our goals for the decade. Where do you want to be on December the 31st, 2029? Huh? Whoa, can you get that in your brain? Where would you like to be if you could have a magic wand and bing your life? What would your life look like on December the 31st, 2029? Think about it. Set a goal. Start working on the goals, because you're going to move to another level, and that's my job to help you get there. Now, we're going to talk about getting the type of goals that you should be thinking of in setting your goals and how you set goals that are effective. I have a sign, in fact, in my office that says goal getter. Goal getter. See, it's one thing to be a goal setter, but it's a whole nother thing to be committed to say, I'm going to be a goal getter, and I'm going to get those goals. I'm going to make it happen. When you get that kind of mindset, then things change in your life. So what kind of goals are there? Well, they're result goals. Those are the goals that have a clear end in sight. Result goals. Then there are cause goals. Causes that inspire you. You're passionate about. Something that moves you. It's a cause. Some cause. Then you got a health goal. Now, I tell people, if health goal is not in your top 2 or 3, all the rest don't matter. Because what good is having $1 billion if you're sick and can't enjoy it? So you got to have health goals. If great health is not one of your top goals, the rest don't matter. Then you've got financial goals. How much money is needed for your financial freedom? Your financial security. Then you got spiritual goals. Build your faith. Set positive tone for your environment, for your home, for your family. Then you got personal goals, individual fulfillment. Then you got couples goals. My wife and I have goals. We have our individual goals and we have our couples goals, vision and plans that you and your spouse work on together. Then you got your family goals, your vision, mission, and plans for your household. And then you got your business goals, plans for your professional achievement and success. Okay, we got to take a break. We got more to come. Stay tuned. I got more to tell you on how to win this year. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me when you need me. Call me. You can call on me. Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call and call me. What good is a Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went, and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come. Okay, and we're back. Now, I told you earlier in the show that every year, at the beginning of the year, we do a goal-setting seminar. And I started it probably 30 years ago, I guess. 30 years ago, I did the first one. And we did it at a hotel downtown Washington, D.C. We promoted it on the radio. And we had a lot of people come. It was great. There was one lady there, though, was a little different from everybody else. The first session, because we ended up having multiple sessions. In January, we ended up having 2 because the first one was sold out and we had to do a second one. And, of course, this was before the internet, before anything could be simulcast. So we had to do 2 in January. Then we did 1 a month every month. But we hadn't planned that way, but that's how it turned out. Well, we had the first seminar, and this lady came, and she came with her friends. Her friends had dragged her there. Her name was Angie. And she didn't want to come because she said, I don't think goals will make any difference in my life. And so when we started the goal-setting seminar process, she was not active or she wasn't engaged. And I went over to her and said, how you doing? What's going on? She said, won't make any difference for me to set goals because I've never been to college. I don't have a college education. I only have a high school GED. I said, so what? What that got to do with anything? Did you know that Dave Thomas, who started Wendy's, who became a multimillionaire, only had a GED? Really? Yeah. Did you know that Steve Jobs never finished college? He went 1 year, 1 semester. Did you know that Bill Gates, the wealthiest man in the world, didn't finish college? There are a lot of folks who didn't go to college. That's not going to stop you. It enhances the possibility, but that doesn't stop you. No. She said, really? So she started working on her goals. So the next month, she came back. This time she said, I was feeling real good until I got home. And my family, when I told them I was setting goals, they said, what? You were a teenage mom. You got all of this baggage and, what are you doing setting goals? And she said they were so negative. And I said, you know what? Family members are often going to be negative when you share your goals and dreams with them before they can see the possibilities. They suffer from possibility blindness because it didn't happen for somebody else or their aunt or cousin or somebody else. They assume it won't happen for you, but you got to be careful who you share your dreams and goals with, one. And two, understand that when you're successful, they'll all say, oh, we could see it all along. We knew you were going to be successful. Don't let negative people stop you. Learn to love them from afar for a while till you can get established. She said, really? Yeah. I said, it has happened in so many of my stories in my life and everybody's life. Don't let them stop you. Well, she came back the third month. And each time she would have some other pushback, and I would push back on her. She came back the fourth month. She's doing stronger, better. Fifth month, she was in it by this time. Sixth month, she was on fire. Seventh month, and then she disappeared. Eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th month, 12th month. She wasn't there. End of the year, we had a big old party. And people had written books. Some had doubled their income. Some had started businesses. Some had healed their marriages. I mean, all sorts of goals were achieved in 1 year. Incredible results. But she wasn't there. About a year and a half later, one day my phone rang. And I answered, and it was Angie. She said, Willie, this is Angie. I said, hey. She said, I'm so sorry I dropped out. I'm sorry that I disappeared, but I was on fire. I was on fire, and I went to work. And it was just an explosion inside of me. I couldn't contain it anymore. I'd never heard anything like this before. I'd never experienced this kind of thinking. She said, look, are you going to be home this week on Tuesday? This upcoming week on Tuesday? I said, yeah. I want you to turn on Oprah Winfrey at 4:00 next Tuesday. She's doing a show about millionaires under the age of 40. And I'm being featured. Wow. Wow. Folks, goals work. They work. They changed my life. They've changed so many people who've come to our seminars' life. They changed Angie's life. I want them to change your life. I want to encourage you to go to williejolley.com/win, WIN, and get that goal setting seminar that we did at the beginning of this year. It's the best one I've ever done. The best one I've ever done, for sure. It's 4 hours long, but it is life changing. Go to williejolley.com/win and get that seminar. Get it, and your family and you and all sit down and do your goals. When I set goals every year, I set 4 major goals. These are the ones that inspire me, that move me. My first goal is my give goal. I've learned the more you give, the more you get. And I've also learned that the greatest people I have met in my life were always philanthropic. Always philanthropic. They were givers. And I was inspired by them, and that's why I started wanting to be philanthropic. So set a give goal. What do you want to give? Now, in order to give, you got to get, because you can't give what you ain't got. Am I right about it? Yeah, I'm right about it. So you got to set a get goal. What are the goals? What do you have to do that you can generate money to get? So, what do you have to get so you can give? What are the amount of money you need to generate so you can give? Then the third one is your do goal. Now, what must you do this year so you can get, so you can give? That's what I think about every day. I say, Willie, what must you do? I got to write a new book. I got to expand my radio empire. Right now, we're getting a radio empire. We got Sirius XM. We got iHot Podcasts. We've got the new radio show with the Erica Campbell morning show. All because I keep thinking how I can expand my media presence. We're starting IGTV with daily messages. We're starting daily television, more TV exposure. You'll see me on TV this year, and you'll see a lot more of me. So TV, radio, podcast. Oh, I'm telling you, we want to be a presence that inspires you. So I got to do more. I got to write more books. I got to create more music. I got to get it out into the marketplace. I've got to put on more events. I got to do a tour this year so I can get my financial number I want to hit so I can give more. Come on. Then the last thing. What are the last thing? So you got your give, your get, your do, and the last one is your be. What must I be? What must I become? What new skills must I develop? We do what we are. Great people give great service. Good people give good service. Mediocre people only have the capacity to give mediocre service. And negative, small-minded people would kill their own futures in the companies they work with. So you must be more. Take some classes. Work on some courses. Y'all know that 10 years ago, I was just Willie Jolley, motivational speaker, author, radio guy. But 2012, I said, Willie, you got to be more. So I went back to school, and it was hard. It was hard. Go back to school in your 50s. But I did it. And I went through the process, wrote 4 major papers, 150-page dissertation, was in the library every day, shut down my speaking for a year so I could focus on school. And in May of 2013, I graduated from the California Graduate School of Theology with a doctorate of faith-driven achievement because I decided I needed to be more. So what must you be and become so you can do more, so you can get more, so you can give more? Wow. I highly recommend that you go to williejolly.com/win, williejolly.com/win, order the replay of the Gold Seminar, and then do it. Do it with your family, your co-workers. I don't care how y'all do it. I don't care. Y'all can all pool your money to do it. I don't care. I just want you to win. I just want you to win this year. As you set your goal, what do you want? What do you want? Because how you going to have a dream come true if you don't have a dream? Got to have a dream. What do you want? And then after you decide what you want, out of my book, It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life, decide what you want. Write it down and be specific. This is on page 51 in the book. It Only Takes a Minute to Change Your Life. Be specific. Don't just say you want to be rich. Put a number there. Read your goals 3 times a day. Once in the morning to get you focused. Again at noon because on your way to work, somebody's going to cut you off. And then again at night. And keep a pad and a pencil by your bed. Set a date of accomplishment. If you don't set the date, you will procrastinate. Think of it often. Think about that goal, what it looks like, what it feels like. Dream and imagine. See yourself enjoying the fruits of your labor. Develop a plan of action, number 7. And then do 3 things every day toward your goal. Write a letter, make a phone call, ask someone for help. Number 9, stay positive. Read and listen to positive things daily. I'm glad you're listening to this. Make this a 30-day challenge. Every day listen to my podcast. And then number 10, act as though you've achieved it. Just act your way into a new way of thinking so you can think your way into a new way of acting. I got to go. Our show is up. Good. Look, go to williejolly.com/win. Get the goal setting seminar. Just do it. Just do it. And then after you do it, let me know the impact, results. Also, go to jollygoodnews.org and be a part of our community to change the world. Go to jollymarriage.com, and get the marriage resources and stay on top of seeing us every Monday night at 9 o'clock on Facebook Live at willie.jolly on Facebook. And last but not least, I want you to listen every morning to me at Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell on the Praise Network at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Thank you for your time. Remember, your best is yet to come. Have a great day, a great week on purpose. God bless you. Bye-bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.